Hari Om.
Hari Om Prasad.
Hari Om. Let us start. Put Namaskar Mudra. Close your eyes. Relax. Let us chant Omkara 3 times. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Inhale. Let us pay our respects to Maharshi Patanjali. Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacha Malam Sharirasya Cha Vaidyakena Yopakarotam Pravaram Munina Patanjalim Pranjalim Anatosmi Nityam. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryanta Vande Guru Parampara. My pranams to all Atmajyotis, divine light of the sun. I welcome all of you to this week's Yoga Sutra. We are studying Yoga Sutra. We have completed 8 sutras in the first chapter. Today we will learn about 9th sutra. I am a student of spirituality. I am not a jnani. I am not a pandita. I don't know much. I am conducting these classes as a way of learning. I read, I prepare myself, and I conduct this class so that I learn myself. That is the intention behind this. If I make mistakes in my understanding, please forgive me. My intention is not to misguide you. Please use your discretion about the information I am providing. If it is valid and if it is correct, please accept it. Thank you. So let us move on to the lesson. Let me share my screen. Sutra number 1.9. Chapter 1, Sutra 9. So Avtaranika, Vyasa has not given Avtaranika. In the Bhoja Vritti, there is an Avtaranika. I am quoting that. In the Vritti of Bhoja Raja. Vikalpa Vrittim Vyakyatum Aha. Vyakyatum Aha. Means, now we are going to explain about Vikalpa Vritti. So what are the vrittis we have seen so far? Vrittayah panchatayah. Klishta, aklishta. Pramana viparyaya we have seen. Pramana vritti we have seen. Viparyaya vritti we have seen. Now we are going to learn about Vikalpa Vritti. What Vikalpa Vritti is? Third type of Vritti we are going to understand. Sutra number 1.9. Shabda Jnananupati Vastu Shunyo Vikalpaha. So, what this means is, you hear a word or a sentence about something which does not exist. Still, a thought is generated, a vritti is generated in the mind. So I am going to explain this further with examples. So let us chant this sutra 5 times. Repeat after me. Shabda Jnananupati Vastu Shunyo Vikalpaha. 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 Okay. So what it means is, upon hearing a word or a sentence or a sound, see, when we say, basically, when you hear a sound means it can be a word or a sentence. Even though there is no object associated, it generates a vritti as if there is an object present. How that is, we will see that. So Vyasa Bhashya, I am going to read it out. You need not read it out. Then I am going to give the English explanation of this. This is in Sanskrit. Sa na pramano parohi na viparyayo parohi cha. Vastu shunyatvepi shabda jnana mahatmya nibandhano vyavaharo drishyate. Tadyatha chaitanyam purushasya swarupamiti. Yada chitireva purushastada kimatra kena vyapadishyate. Bhavati cha vyapadesho vrittihi. Yada chaitrasya gauriti. Tada pradishiddha vastu dharmo nishkriya purushaha. Tishtati banaha stasyati sthiti iti. Gati nivruttau dhatvartamatram gamyate. Tada anutpatti dharma purusha iti. Utpatti dharmasya abhava matram avagamyate na purushanvayi dharmaha. Tasmad vikalpitaha sa dharmastena chasti vyavahara iti. What this is, we are going to understand. So in simple English, what it means is, the Vikalpa Vritti does not fall under the category of Pramana or Viparyaya. It does not fall under the category of Pramana Vritti or Viparyaya Vritti. Because in Vikalpa Vritti, object is absent. There is no object. Only a sentence, listening to the sound of a word or a sentence, the power inherent in the sound or word or sentence produces a concept in the mind, as we have seen in the world. So many examples we are going to give. Look at this sentence. Think about this sentence. The consciousness is the nature of Purusha. Consciousness is the nature of Purusha. In this sentence, what is pointed by what? Here it implies that consciousness and Purusha are different. So you have two objects in your mind. Consciousness is an object, Purusha is an object, and consciousness is a quality of Purusha. That is the concept generated in the mind. Whereas in reality, Purusha is consciousness. Purusha and consciousness are not two different aspects. So it appears that by the sentence, consciousness is the nature of Purusha. By this sentence, listen to this sentence in your mind. What you will get? You will get the idea that Purusha has a quality called consciousness. Isn't it? So, this sentence created a Vikalpa Vritti in your mind. Similarly, if you take an example, just like this is Chaitra's cow. Here there are two objects. Chaitra is there, cow is there. Cow belongs to Chaitra. That is the meaning of that sentence. So, in the previous sentence, consciousness is the nature of Purusha appears like the sentence, this is Chaitra's cow. Cow belongs to Chaitra, consciousness belongs to Purusha. This is the understanding generated in the mind, vritti generated in the mind. This type of vikalpa is called vikalpa vritti. Similarly, other examples are given. Like Purusha is without the dharma of Prakriti. Prakriti has so many dharmas like form, taste, smell, touch, sound, sattva, rajas, tamas. Prakriti is without the dharma of Prakriti means, and also it is Nishkriya, without the six modifications of Prakriti, like birth, growth, decay, death, etc. It produces a similar Vikalpa Vritti in your mind. Similarly, it produces Purusha is without these qualities. Not having the qualities also became a quality in the mind. Similarly, Nishkriya, it generates a Vikalpa Vritti in your mind that Purusha is not having Kriya becomes a quality that has a solid entity in the mind. So, like that. Similarly, another example of the sentence arrow stays, arrow will stop, arrow has stopped. This will bring into mind the concept that arrow by itself, there is no movement in the arrow. Arrow is jada. So it produces a Vikalpa Vritti that arrow has the quality of movement which is being negated. Another example is Purusha has the quality of absence of coming into being. Means it is unborn. It is like saying Purusha is unborn. Purusha means the spirit. You, Purusha is you, the spirit is unborn. Anutpatti, you are not come into being. That means you are already always there is the understanding. But the statement Anutpatti is a quality of Purusha means the absence of coming into being itself is shown as a quality of Purusha. Whereas there is no such quality like that. There is no attribute like that. Absence of an attribute itself is projected as an attribute. That is a Vikalpa Vritti. Explanation. If you hear a sentence or a word or a sound, where there is no actual object present, then it is called Vikalpa Vritti. The Vritti generated at that time is a Vikalpa Vritti. Example, another example is, here comes the son of a barren woman, Vandhya Putraha. son of a barren woman. There cannot be a son of a barren woman, but there is no object like a son of a barren woman. But there is a vritti generated in the mind of a son of a barren woman. This is a vikalpa vritti. Another example, I am coming from a land where men have horns. There is no such thing like men having horns. But this statement, even though it is impossible, it generates a vritti in the mind. Oh, in that land, men can have horns. It generates that vikalpa vritti. Vikalpa vritti happens because of the power of the words. This is you have to understand. Vikalpa vritti does not fall under the category of pramana or viparyaya. Why? Pramana means correct knowledge of an existing object. Viparyaya means incorrect knowledge of an existing object, which can be corrected later on. Whereas in Vikalpa, there is no existing object about which vritti is generated. Is this point clear? Okay. So now, another point is in Viparyaya, incorrect knowledge happens because of defective sense organs or defective samskaras. In Vikalpa, you need not have defective organs or defective samskaras. It gets generated in a normal person also. Vikalpa can be thought of two kinds. Knowledge of two different objects is seen in a single object. When we are talking about a single object, we get the knowledge of two different objects. Similarly, when we are talking about two different objects, we get knowledge about a single object. These are the two types. So, examples. In this, what Vyasa Bhashya has told, Chaitanyam Purushasya Swarupam. Consciousness is the nature of Purusha. Take this sentence. In this sentence, actually in Sanskrit grammar, there is something called Shashti Vibhakti. Shashti Vibhakti tells, as per Shashti Vibhakti, it appears that Purusha and consciousness are two different objects and there is a relation between them. Purusha has consciousness, is the understanding we get. Just like Chaitra's cow. Here there are two different objects, Chaitra and cow, and there is a relation between them. But in reality, Purusha is consciousness. They are the same object. So this sentence, Chaitanyam Purushasya Swarupam, generates a Vikalpa Vritti in the mind. That here what happened? There is only single object. Purusha and Chaitanya both are same. But two different objects are generated in the mind. Another understanding is in the sentence given by Vyasa Bhashya, Pratisiddha Vastu Dharma Nishkriya Purushaha. Here, absence of Vastu Dharma is told as quality of Purusha. And Nishkriya, by saying Nishkriya, absence of Kriya is told as quality of Purusha. This creates two Vikalpa Vrittis. One for each absence in Purusha. Purusha, the single entity, you see two different objects. One is absence of Vastu Dharma, absence of Kriya. Two things are seen in Purusha. Please note, absence of something cannot be an attribute. But still, our mind generates an object called absence of Kriya, absence of Vastu Dharma. In Nirukta, in the Vedic literature, 1.2 by Yaska Acharya, there is a sutra called षड्भाव विकारा भवन्तीति वार्षायनी जायते अस्ति विपरिणमते वर्धते अपक्षीयते विनश्यतीति. Prakriti, whatever is there in the Prakriti, it undergoes 6 kriyas. 6 kriyas. What are they? Birth, being, modification, growth, decay, and destruction. All undergo these 6 modifications. So, as per yoga, you are Purusha, not Prakriti. You don't undergo these 6 kriyas. That's why Purusha is called, if you go back to previous sentence, Nishkriya Purushaha. Pratishiddha Vastu Dharma. Vastu Dharma means Prakriti Dharma. What is a Prakriti Dharma? Form, taste, smell, touch, hearing, sound, and Sattva Rajas Tamas. Those are Vastu Dharmas. Purusha is without Vastu Dharma and Purusha is without Kriya. That you have to understand. But as per this statement, these are the 6 Kriyas of objects of Prakriti. All objects undergo these. And there is an interesting contrast you have to understand that Nishkriya Purusha has the quality of absence of these 6 kriyas. So this sentence creates Vikalpa Vritti. Nishkriya means negating the kriyas in Purusha. So it generates a Vikalpa Vritti. That absence of 6 kriyas is seen as a quality in Purusha. So the 6 kriyas are not there in Purusha and Vastu Dharma is not there in Purusha as per this what we have seen. But in Karma Kandas of Veda, the Jivatma is considered in contrast to this yoga philosophy. If you see the Karma portion of the Vedas, the Jivatma has to be doer, enjoyer, Karta and Bhokta. The Jivatma is Karta and Bhokta and a transmigrating soul. As per Nyaya Sutra by Gautama, Ichcha Dvesha Prayatna Sukha Dukkha Jnananyatmano Lingam means Jivatma is that entity which has likes and dislikes, which puts effort and which undergoes happiness and sorrow and which knows all these things. Knowing entity is called Jivatma. So as per this, if you contrast this with the yoga philosophy or Vedanta, the Atma, here you can call it as Jivatma, but in Vedanta you have to call it as Atma, which is Akarta, Abhokta, Ajnata, non-doer, non-enjoyer, non-knower. So that is the contrast between Vedanta and the Karmakanda portion of Vedas. And in yoga philosophy, we call it Purusha, and Purusha is Nishkriya, without the 6 Kriyas and without Vastu Dharma. So we can say, but we can say that there is a difference between how the Jivatma is seen, the Atma is seen in Karmakanda Vedas and in the Yoga philosophy. Nishkriya Purushaha. So Purusha is Nishkriya in Yoga philosophy. So another example given for Vikalpa is a person touches a red hot iron ball and his hand is burnt. He says iron ball burns. Whereas burning capacity is the quality of fire And iron ball is different from fire. The quality of burning is given to iron ball by fire. Therefore, two different objects are seen as one in this example. Iron ball and the fire, heat, they are two different things. They come together and they are seen as one by your mind. This is another example of Vikalpa Vritti. Similarly, if you see the sentence which is given in the Vyasa Bhashya, Anutpatti Dharma Purusha iti, meaning Purusha is without the quality of being born. So, without the quality of being born, if you have, you can visualize. Without the quality of being born, also you visualize. You are able to visualize, you are able to generate a Vikalpa Vritti. Absence is also visualized. So, this is Vikalpa Vritti. So, let us do a meditation. First, basically, if you are a student of spirituality, yoga, or Vedanta, you have to first determine who you are actually. Are you defined by the Gautama's Nyaya Sutra like I have likes, dislikes, I put in effort, I enjoy joy and sorrow, I am a transmigrating soul. If this is the definition of what you are, you determine. Then Yoga Sutra is not for you and Vedanta is not for you. Similarly, if you are Nishkriya and you are without the Prakriti Dharma, so first you determine which one appeals to you actually. Who are you? Are you a transmigrating soul who has likes and dislikes, who puts in effort to achieve your likes and dislikes, and you undergo joy and sorrow as a result of that? Are you that? Or are you Nishkriya and without Prakriti Dharma? So determine who you are. And once you determine, you decide what you are and how you want to proceed. What do you feel? Do you feel you are Nishkriya or you are with Kriya? How do you feel yourself? Are you defined by the second definition or you are defined by the first definition? So you determine. This is for you, you need not tell, but you understand what it means. These definitions play an important role in your philosophy of life. If you take yourself as a person with likes and dislikes who puts in an effort to achieve your likes and dislikes and who enjoys joy and sorrow, and you are a transmigrating soul, that is one kind of definition of a Jivatma. Then it is a Pravritti Dharma. One should resort to Karma Yoga and do good karma and um, uh, follow the Karma Yoga for liberation. If you are more of a person, philosophical nature, you will understand that the spirit, the Purusha, is actually Nishkriya. It does not have the 6 modifications. I don't change. There are no changes in me. I don't take birth. I don't grow, I don't get destroyed. If that is the feeling you have, then it is more of a Jnana Yoga. And do you have Prakriti Vastu Dharmas like form, size, shape, color, taste, touch in your nature, in your Swarupa? That you have to determine. Okay. Any questions? Is it understood? Any questions are there? Okay. No questions are there? Then we will close the session. Put Namaskar Mudra. Close your eyes. Repeat after me. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Repeat after me. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the intellect. I am pure consciousness. Shivaswarupi. Shivoham. 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 Antarjyoti. Bahirjyoti. Pratyakjyoti. Paratpara. Jyotireva Jyoti. Swayam Jyoti. Atmajyoti. Shivosmyaham. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Thank you very much. See you next weekend.